Okay, this video is going to cover setting up a timer without setting up a trigger to engage that timer. So we've covered setting up custom triggers before inside of Act, and when you have one, I'll try to find one quickly here okay, dispatch. You can set a timer to fire when when the expression in this trigger actually occurs. What I'd like to do is bypass this for now. So I'm logged in here and I have a spell that I'm interested in, and it is Consumption for Necromancer. This has a 1 minute recast. Okay, it only lasts for 15 seconds, but every minute I can cast it, and I'd like to know when it's available again. You can see when it's available on the bar, but you're usually doing a lot of different things, and that's not what you want to have happen. So I'm going to create a macro out of this, which gives me the ability to add another step, well, multiple steps, but what I'm going to put in is act timer and then make up a name. Necro consume. The spell's called consumption. I'll just call this necro consume and say OK to that. When I cast that, you will see a thing that says unknown command, act timer, blah, blah, blah. That's fine. Ignore that. You can also see in my maintained window, I have a visual going on over here, my maintained spell window. I'm going to cover the light and advanced versions of the maintained spell window in another session, but for right now, we can take that, come over to our act, and go to show timers, right click, which gives you the window for spell timers. Now that this is open, I can put in there what I called this, which was Necro Consume. And again, that spell had a 60-second recast with, you can buffer this out. I don't add extra time. For a warning sound, timer, and warning, I am going to put TTS, which is text to speech. And I'm going to say recast. Now I'm going to say consumption is available. A little wordy.
Consumption is available.
Okay, so we tested that. Let me see if there's anything else. No, that's fine. That's enough of that. Just necro. Okay, there it is. So we know that exists. And here's our timer window. And back inside the game, when I click this, it begins 60-second timer called Necro Consume. At the 1 second mark, which is why there's a little 1 here, then it should theoretically give this text to speech which says that this is available again. So we're going to let that occur. In the meantime, I'm going to switch to the full screen version of the game, because the reason I have text to speech in there is because I am currently on a smaller screen. I don't want to have to watch the spell timer in that window. I have approximately 25 seconds left until this comes up. When it does, I want to see that. Now, you can do this with all these other spells, and some good candidates are spells such as Vampire Bats has a recast of 8 seconds. However, it lasts for 24 seconds. So if you were to macro
Consumption
this,
is available.
consumption is available. There it is. So I'm going to do this in real time. I'm going to actually cast it and then cast on this mob. I'm using dots because the more attacks that fire, the more triggers of consumption will go off. So, okay, and it finishes here. Okay, the mob's dead. Now I'll wait. And in the meantime, in the background, we again are going to have to see that that will occur. There the timer is going. And just verify that it kicks off again. So as I showed, I mean, you can do the same thing and set up a trigger for all these. Unfortunately, you do have to know how long the timer is. There is no interface between Act and the game that's going to do all that for you, so you do need to be cognizant of that. But it's just verified that this happens again. Again, there's multiple ways you could do this.
Consumption is available.
Okay, there's the trigger. So the timer. So we know that worked. Again, you could also do things instead like, group say casting consumption, and then have the act pick up clear and go with a completely new trigger, and say under general, and look for that particular expression in the group. But that is a lot more. That's work that doesn't need to occur. And the fact is that for every one of these triggers that you have active, that you have engaged, that means the game is actually, the log files are being parsed to check for that command to have executed and written to the log. So it's more efficient to use this backdoor act timer command to set off your timers. And I don't want to save any changes because I didn't do anything there. Okay, that's the basics of firing a timer without setting up a trigger to initiate the timer, which we covered. Okay, that's it. Thank you.